Hello and welcome to another solar pipeline tutorial. Today I'll show you how to properly schedule your solar consultations inside your Google Calendar. Most of my clients use Google Calendar. However, although it may seem simple to use, there are some common mistakes users make when trying to schedule solar consultations with their clients. Knowing how to schedule solar appointments on Google Calendar is really important because this way you can sync your calendar with the solar pipeline calendar and automatically send email and text reminders to your clients, which will drop the cancel and no-show rates considerably. So if you are getting a lot of your appointments canceled, watch this video. The first thing you need to check is if you are logged inside your business Google account. Don't use your personal Google account for business. Always have an email and calendar created specifically for business. So you go over here, open a Google Chrome, and on the top right corner, you can see the photo, or sometimes it shows up as a letter. Click that photo and make sure this is the Gmail you are using for business. Okay, and the same thing applies when you are using a Google domain. Okay, sometimes people don't know, but Google domains have their own Google accounts as well. So make sure to use that specific domain and you are logged inside your Google business account. If you don't see it, you have just your personal Google account here, just add another account or create a new Gmail with a business name, okay? So then the second step is to open the Google Calendar. So on the top right corner as well, Google Apps, the 9 dots, the symbol with 9 dots, open it up, scroll down, go to Calendar. Okay, under Calendar, you can click and open up, and this is going to show the tab with your calendar. Okay, before we move forward and I show you how to book the appointments, as with any software or app out there, the first thing you need to do is to start with the settings, and this applies basically to virtually any software out there. Okay, always start configuring the settings before you do anything else. Under settings, make sure to select your current time zone. So you move here on the top right corner again, so everything is under the top right corner. Settings, and here you can see the general settings, and you can also see the settings of your calendars as well. Now, before we move forward, first thing we are going to take care of is your general settings. The most important thing here is the time zone. The time zone controls and shows you when the appointment gets booked. Okay, and so you really need to have this option correctly selected. For example, if you live in Texas, make sure you have the central time zone selected, but if you live in Florida, make sure to have the Eastern time zone selected. Okay, so this applies to you, to what you want to see, okay, to your own time zone. Doesn't affect the clients or the appointment's time zone. We'll see that in a second. Okay, so basically, after this, scroll down and see if you want to change anything else regarding the view options, events for Gmail, or even the repetition of the appointments as well. Okay, if you don't, in that case, the only thing you need to do is to create a new calendar. If you haven't done this yet, you click here under Add a Calendar, on the left sidebar, create new calendar. And in here, you can select the same thing, okay, select the time zone, add the name and everything. In my case, I already created a new calendar. It's on the left sidebar. So now let's take a look at the settings of the solar consultations calendar. The most important thing here is to select the auto accept invitations that do not conflict. Okay, So this part is really important for the sync option with the solar pipeline, and if someone else is trying to book an appointment in your calendar as well. At the bottom, you can share with other people as well, team members, with your team lead, for example. And make sure to select the notification so you get notified on the appointments. And this is it. It's as simple as this. So select the email option on all of these and it should be good to go. Let's go back. And just as an example, the great thing with the solar pipeline is that our support team takes care of all of this for you. So we make sure you can use the system correctly and professionally. If you haven't done this yet, watch our video on how to book appointments in the solar pipeline. We have the video under the same the same page. So make sure go to solar pipeline, select appointments, and you are going to see our videos on how to book appointments and how simple it is to book appointments under the solar pipeline. Moving forward, once you finish setting up the calendar, you can now start scheduling appointments. Remember, Google Calendar is an app composed of many different calendars. Okay, Google Calendar is not only one calendar. It's the name of the app. Okay, so inside Google Calendar, inside the same account, you can have a ton of different calendars. Okay, so you always need to make sure you select the correct one, which is your business Google Calendar. So before I continue, if you like what you see, please comment below and on what other challenges you are facing when selling solar. We will gladly make a video explaining how to overcome those challenges and how to, more importantly, how to automate the solution. Okay, because we are all about automation and making things smoother and simpler. Okay, so you can sit down with more clients at the same time and let the administrative aspect, let it be taken care of by the automation system. Okay. Now, this is how you are going to book an appointment. Click in any empty slot in the calendar. You need to select if it is a task or event. So in here, for example, let's select any solar consultation. Make sure it's an event, okay? It's an appointment, it's not a task. I've seen a lot of, and the same thing applies otherwise. So make sure it's a task if you don't want to invite no one to an appointment, okay? So click event, make sure to select the day, the start hour, the start. And remember, this is the time zone. This is your time zone, okay? In this case, this is your time zone. This is very important. That's why we took care of the time zone at the beginning of the video. Click here, all day or time zone. And this is where you select the client's time zone. Okay, so for example, if we are going to select Eastern time zone, so for example, New York, okay, let's click OK. So 5 to 6 is the client's time zone, okay? But on the right side, you can see this is your time zone. So for example, if you are in Texas, you are going to see 4 to 5 a.m. But if you are in New York, you are going to see 5 to 6 a.m. So here you can select the client's time zone. You can select a repetition. Okay, let's say it's a repeated appointment. You can do that and add a guest. This is another aspect where I've seen a lot of mistakes being done. Most people just add an email. Don't add just an email. And so they add the email inside add guests, and the remaining details about the client, they go under description and add a description about the client. Don't do that. Add the contact in the system. So for example, when I add my business email here, when I hover the mouse over, it opens up the details. Okay, and this is another aspect. Okay, this is another app. This information will be stored under Google Contacts. Okay, and this is what allows, so we are under Google Contacts, and here you can see all the details of the client. Always store their information so you don't have to constantly repeat writing down the description about the client. You can do all of this here and you can keep it here, including notes as well. And once you do that, the best thing about this, when you book the appointment in the Google Calendar, you sync it with the Solar Pipeline, and all this information will be imported inside the Solar Pipeline. So you don't have to type it twice. Okay, don't add information about the client inside the description. Only use the description as if it was a description for the appointment itself. Okay, describe the appointment, don't describe the client. Here you can add a join with Google Meet, or you can add a location, and the location can be the Zoom link. Okay, you can add a Zoom link here, so you can share the Zoom link with your clients. Add the description again about the appointment. You can add an attachment as well, let's say an e-brochure or something similar. And then another very common mistake I see. So the first one is contacts. The second one is not selecting the correct calendar. And a lot of people, they just booked inside their personal calendar. They don't book it inside the business calendar. So, and if you have more than one business calendar, select the correct one. So for example, here, Solar Consultations, make sure to select Solar Consultations. Okay. Don't select other calendars. And you can add a notification 10 minutes later or even 1 hour later. So you can add as many notifications as you want. Okay. These are all emails. And so click save. And this is going to send emails to Google guests. In this case, I don't want it to send. Now, if you, let's say, why is it important to select the correct calendar? Okay, because for example, if you have many different calendars enabled, okay, let's see, for example, I also add tasks. Once you book the appointment, let's say I'm going to book another appointment, sometimes it shows up the other calendar, the personal calendar. Okay, that's why I want you to pay attention to selecting the correct Google Calendar. And this is it. Make sure to complete as much information about the client and just select the correct Google Calendar in the system. Okay. And also show this video, make sure to show this video to your appointment setters and to your teammates. So you have everything more organized in your own system, your own appointments, and all the notifications and reminders are being sent to the clients. And remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, take advantage of our 14-day free trial, get together with our consultants and book a strategy call on how to use the Solar Pipeline CRM to automate your solar sales process, okay? And how to get more sales and more closes out of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, comment down below if you want to see another video and if you have other questions regarding this video as well. We would love to help you out with that. And remember to go to solarpipeline.com and try out the trial or schedule a demo with our support team. Thank you very much and see you on the next time.